Don't get me started from the bottom and forgot about it. You can't tell me nothing. What that mean? Got my money right. Spend a couple $100 as another night. Don't fuss, don't fight, don't bullshit. This scripture, I need a pulpit. Only go where the money is. It's a paper route. These fuck boys, I'ma take 'em out.
Donnie Walkoff coming at you from the home office once again. I did a video for a little while, man, since the Florida game. Just wanted to, drop another line in there. Obviously, I appreciate all the love so far. Definitely let me know, the feedback is still very important, very vital. So let me know if you hate it, what you'd like to see, what you like to see less of, etc. Um, Yeah, what can you say, man? I mean, by now you all had time to digest the Florida game, what happened. Just a shit show, man, honestly. I mean, the clock management, what more can be said? I mean, I've done digested all of it that I can take from everyone else. The big things in coaching to me, obviously the average fan can talk about it as much as they want to, as far as what they do differently, stuff like that. But the average person in general just knows if you're losing by 2 touchdowns, you'd want to close that gap as fast as possible. I mean, I'm watching the game with 7, 8 minutes left, thinking, okay, we could realistically score with 4 minutes left, 3 minutes left, and still be in decent position to try to be in the same spot last week where we can force a punt or onside kick. I mean, even an onside kick was probably not going to happen anyway, right? But just how lethargic it was, man. Everyone moving so slow all the time between plays. My buddy Luke Morrow on Morrow Midday Show, man, he was talking about it yesterday. I was listening on Charleston Sports Radio Network, and they were just kind of, talking about the significant gap in between plays. You let the play clock get down to like 12, 10 seconds, basically every other play. You're not no huddling. You're not even getting to the line quick. There's just all this. It would literally be what you would do if you were up by 14, and it just made no sense. So that being said, I like muschamp as a guy. I'd have a beer with him and that kind of thing. But by now, and I've been a critic before, but I've also been supportive to the point of, it takes time, whatever. Um, but by now you would know, like, if you've got a coach that's going to win you games, like, coaches don't come out of nowhere, right, and just become successful. Dabo Sweeney had a couple of bad years, the first few, but they were relatively successful. He wasn't going 0-12, 3-9, and then by year 5, he was regressing. And that's the part I have a problem with. If you were going 1-9 year 1, and then, or 1-9, 1-11, whatever, and then 2-10, and then 3-9, and then 4-8, the average fan can go, okay, well, the trajectory is up, so I'm okay with it, right? And there's logic behind that. But this trajectory makes no sense. The good players you had left, you didn't win with. Then you got a couple of decent ones and you won a few games earlier on, like, year 3. Then you completely bombed last year when you finally got all your players. And now that you have this type of season, you expect to win certain games and you're just not. And that's the part. And the way you're losing, too. I mean, the average fan, again, you tell them you lose to Tennessee by 4 points, they're probably like, okay, well, it was a 50-50 game to begin with. But the way you lose on strictly coaching related decisions, that's what makes you just wonder what the team is capable of if that were something different. Um, I've said it before on the other videos, but I just think he needs to go back and be an analyst for Nick Saban. Do what all the other coaches do and go back to the drawing board. But it's very archaic what he's doing. I mean, he's positioned to win. Like, the way he plays is if you were winning, 13-10 throughout the game, and you just wanted to burn the clock out as much as as quickly as possible. It doesn't make any sense. So I can't support it any longer, guys. I have told my relatives and friends when I talk about Gamecock football that I would rather lose and be exciting or lose trying the way Jake Bentley would lose. I mean, granted, I don't want Jake Bentley back. I love Jake Bentley, but stay in Utah or wherever you're at. I wish him the best of luck. That being said, he would at least try. He would be chucking the ball down the field, trying to make a play. And you, at least in your head, you could go, he's trying to make a play. He just made a dumb play, or he made a bad throw. But he's trying to make a play. I remember specifically the Louisiana Tech game a couple years back, where we're just doing bad. It's the week after Parker White had like his infamous really bad game where he missed a bunch of field goals, and he's driving down the field with a minute or so left and hits Brian Edwards and he scrambles on one, throws a deep ball, and then he sets up with a field goal. I can't imagine being us, this team, this way, being in this position to get a score with a small amount of time left and even doing anything with it. And that's not an indictment on Colin Hill. It's not an indictment on. I think Kevin Harris is a stud. I think I want to see some more Zaquandre White and these other guys. Shi Smith is a baller, and I say that because I think he's got dog in him, and I like that, and I want more players to have dog. I think J.C. Horn's got some dog. Jamie Robinson's got some dog. Mukwamu got a little dog, and he's got great ball skills, but that's a whole other thing. I think we've been really told some fibs on how good the defense is. And I don't mean that again as an indictment on those individuals I named, but fundamentally, year 5, your tackling should at least be sound. I mean, and if you don't have good players and you get some in, like the Jordan Birches and the Zach Pickens, do you not play them? I mean, if Luke Doty is one of your top 11 offensive players, he should have seen more than 2 snaps in 2 games, right? I mean, if Dak Joyner is that fast, and we've seen him be pretty fast, even if he's not a great route runner, right? Would you not try to like do some screens or jet sweep like you did with Debo? Hayden Hurst got jet sweeps. We can't even do one for Dak just to get the ball in his hands. I mean, are we being lied to, or is this just really like that simple? And we're just not thinking. I don't understand it. Makes no sense to me. That being said, if we're putting all that behind us like we do every week when we suffer some kind of catastrophic meltdown like this, then Vanderbilt's next. They're last in total offense. Their defense has actually been relatively good considering they hung tight with LSU for about half the game, and they made A&M look relatively pedestrian. I believe. I mean, pretty good. That being said, 11-point favorites. I think that's a low number, and it's no disrespect, but I don't think the talent is there to do anything. I mean, as far as offensively put up points, even if we can put up 30, which we should score 35 points at least. That being said, I don't see it there. It's just it doesn't. I can't see Vanderbilt scoring any points, and that's with our bad tackling defense. I mean, the pass game has not been there. Ken Seals is an experiment at best. The running game is okay for Vanderbilt, but when you get behind in games, there's not much you can do with that. So that being said, I mean, I think this is going to be a 17 point. I mean, I'd say by 17, maybe a 31-17, or maybe even a 27-13, something like that. But nothing impressive, and it doesn't change anything. I think the average fan expects to beat Vanderbilt, and nothing you can do this week would make me feel any differently. Unless Florida and Tennessee go to the college football playoff or, end up winning 10 games, I don't understand how you could feel any better about those 2 games. So that's just where I'm at, man. I can't unsee what I saw. And I've heard that on different shows before, but it's true. You can win games, right? But your eyes kind of can tell you what you know and what you don't know, right? And you can't unsee what you saw. Like uh, Tony breaking those tackles was just bad. Kyle Trask is a good quarterback, but a lot of those, even in the beginning of the game, I was just thinking, man, he's getting some plays that really like you're getting pressure, you should get to him, or you're getting him in the backfield, you should make the stop, but you don't. Or you're right there to make a deflection, but you don't. And it's just a lot of luck involved, man. I mean, and when really coaching is these small things where they're just not getting them. But that being said, I think they'll win, but I don't think it changes anything. I think you've got to be talking at some point, right? To replace Muschamp. I mean, even in the presser today, he said, "Well, we should have gone faster." But after the game, he said the pace wasn't deliberate. We took what they gave us. but now he's saying that they should have gone faster. It's just very political, just talking to me like I'm stupid. I don't like that. I don't think the average fan is smart enough to know when they're being talked to in circles, and that's what it is. So I don't know. I don't think this is going to do anything to really change the perception, no matter what happens, unless you lose at Vanderbilt, which I don't think the average. I mean, I think we'd be shocked, just talent-wise, to think that we're below Vanderbilt, but to see a blunder happen where you lose, I don't think that that's out of the realm of possibility. But this isn't James Franklin Vanderbilt, and that's no disrespect to Derek Mason, but he has not gotten the most out of him. He's had some good players there, and they've not gotten the most out of them. So I don't know. That being said, it doesn't get any easier. I think you have. I'm checking it right now. I think you have Auburn after that. Yeah, Auburn, and Auburn looked like crap. But then again, they beat the bricks off Kentucky, and really it should have been more than that because of that turnover by about a halftime. Then you got LSU, A&M, and then Ole Miss looked good. I mean, I don't know, guys. I had a 5-5, and now I'm thinking it's probably like 2-8. I mean, I don't feel any better about this unless something happens different or something drastically changes. You start getting these playmakers that you say are good in practice, the ball in the game. I don't see how it changes at all. So, anyway, that being said, I think they're going to beat Vanderbilt. Relatively boring game. Maybe you get a couple nice plays, but nothing that's going to change the perception. We won't know anything until you play Auburn, and I don't expect anything then. We'll probably do another video just to preview that game, but I mean, I can't say anything at this point that the average person doesn't already know. And it's sad because this is where we are, when you can get great coaches, and then when it comes time to get one, you do this. I just think it's time for Tanner to step down. Muschamp, just somebody, Booster, I'm looking at you guys. Get the money. Let's go. If you care about your university, I'm not even an alum. If you're an alum, you should care more than I do. You know what I'm saying? I want to save money myself. So please, guys, let's do something about this. If you've got the mentality that you legitimately want to win, you're not happy with losing games like this or at all, then something's got to be done. But anyway, that being said, we're gonna do it like we do it Gamecock style and just try to put it behind us and get to the next game. But it ain't looking good, y'all. But we'll do another one later on in the week where I'm gonna do some picks for some other games. So check it out. Like, comment, subscribe. Let me know what you think, guys. Go Gamecocks.